Welcome, everyone. So I was going back through the corporate calls and I noticed, oh, I need to mute everyone. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Now we can get started. So I was going back through all the corporate calls and I noticed that every corporate call, I always say, what a wonderful Wednesday. So in tradition, I'm going to keep that up and we have a wonderful Wednesday going on. So this is the first Wednesday of October. So we have some great things to announce for, today, including the promotion that we have running in October. Hopefully most of you guys know what is going on already and we've sent out the communication on that. But we have a great corporate call today. We're going to announce a couple of things and talk about a few events that are going to come up. So at this time, I'm going to turn the time over to Stu and let Stu talk about the nightly calls that we have and the presentations that we have coming up. So Stu, take it away.
Great. Thanks, Angie. Good morning, everyone. And yes, happy Wednesday, also known as Hump Day. So Hump Day is actually the peak day for the week, not the hardest day. It's actually the peak day. So it's when you should be at your highest peak, knowing that you had a good 2 days of the week and that today is the day that you actually work so hard that it just carries you throughout the week. And so just like that, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, each night we have our corporate call. So I hope that everyone throughout the week, are working hard, but more so today as we hit our peak in the week, 7 p.m. Tonight, we'll be having our presentation, our ACTIVZ presentation tonight. Angie, could you remind me who that is tonight, or Trish?
Tonight we have Dean Haymore.
Dean, oh man, Dean and Meryl, man, yes, Dean Haymore is the one. He is a great presenter. I always like his presentation in the fact that it's very simple, but yet very informative. So look forward to having each and every one of you, and also invite those that you think will benefit from this. He has great stories, very personal stories, and also very informational. So I invite you and also invite you to invite someone to be on the corporate call. And we'll have one product call this Friday again, and that it will be more of a scientific call. But every Monday is our testimonial, Wednesday is our presentation, and Friday is our product call here in the US. We had a great September, and we look forward to even having a better October this month. And so with that, I would just want to share a very quick inspirational thought. Last night, my nephew on Kauai, my older brother's son, got his mission call. And through all this uncertainty during these times with COVID going around the world, everyone guessed stateside that he was going to go, knowing that, most Americans cannot travel abroad. When he read his call, he was called to the England-London mission. And so he's going overseas, and he goes in February of next year. We were all, I was surprised in the fact that he was going to go internationally. But more so, I was not surprised, but I was very proud of him being my nephew, which is basically almost 25 to 26 years younger than I am. When I was growing up, being his uncle, watching him throughout the years, always having fun with him, and trying to see if I could be an influence in his life. And as we were on the family Zoom call, he personally wanted to thank all of us uncles and aunties on the call in the fact that he made a very interesting comment. He said, when I was growing up, I was very quiet, and I didn't talk a lot, but I was very observative. I'd observe what you guys did, which brought me to a thought that I always hear my coaches when I was growing up said, that you'll know a man's true character by when no one's looking. So when no one's looking, you can really see who a person really is, because no one's watching what he or she does. because they're by themselves. But that's when you show your true character of who you really are. It's when people watch you and you're under the lights that you become somebody else, or you do something that may not be you. But the fact that he did say that he was very observant and he watched us growing up, to see the influences and the examples we set, was one of the reasons why he ended up wanting to go on his church mission and to be an influence in the lives of others. Luckily for him, he'll be going overseas and helping those in the England, London area. But I just wanted to thank each and every one of you on this call, and the many hundreds and thousands who aren't on this call, that we get to interact on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. And sometimes I don't get to personally see or talk to a lot of you, but believe it or not, both myself, David, Angie, Ryan, Thompson, Mumford, all the others that's here at ACTIVZ really recognize what you all do. And because of that, we had a great September, and we hope that we can continue to have a great October, because you guys are all influences in our lives, and influences in the lives of those in your groups. They watch you, they observe you, they actually want to be like you. And so I just wanted to have you guys just continue to be the examples and the influences you guys are, as leaders in your groups. By you guys all being on this call speaks volumes on the leaders that you are and the examples that you are, not only to us, but also to those in your group. So with that, Angie, I will turn that back to you.
All right, thank you, Stu. What a great message. And yes, we have amazing leaders in our ACTIVZ family, and you guys have done amazing things already, and we are excited to continue to see you grow. Speaking of the nightly calls, I don't know if you guys listened to Sherry Thoman last Friday. She talked about the Amora mud. She gave this incredible presentation about the mud and the different uses and the different ingredients. She gave a little recipe as to how to use it as a hair mask. And she went ingredient by ingredient and talked about all of the benefits of the Amora mud. Paige Gimbel is going to be the presenter for this Friday for our product overview, and she's also going to go more in depth into Amora. So talking about Amora, I'm going to turn the time over to Ryan Mumford and let him talk about the promotion that ties all these Amora presentations together. So Ryan, I'm going to turn the time over to you.
Thank you so much, Angie. Thank you, Stu. I'm excited to be on the call today. I'm at the corporate office, if you can tell, so it's kind of fun to be back into the office for a while. Let me tell you about our amazing October promo. So I love what Angie said about the mud, and I use it, I love it, and it's been fun to see the change in my face and the excitement I have on days when you use the mud versus days you don't. I always say I love it on the days that I use the mud. Those are the best days of the week. So, and with that, guess what? You have an opportunity to earn a free mud and a free toner just by doing your regular purchase. So this can be added into every single order for free as long as it's a 200 PV order. So make sure everybody in your group places a 200 PV order so that they're getting a free toner and a free mud. That's an $80 value added in just for doing what you normally do every time. And then with that, that works for new enrollments as well. So anybody that's sitting on the fence, make sure that they're getting that free Amora mud and toner. One thing I love about that is the leading enrollment pack in the US is the Immune Power Pack. That's what most people come in on. And that means they're getting 2 free genomics, 2 Link, and 2 Optimen. So for 240 PV, they're getting 120 PV free of the genomics plus another 80 PV free for the mud and the toner, or they're getting $200 free. So that is an incredible deal. And I love the fact that all of these people that are getting these products, they're getting a chance to try Amora. So many of our distributors come in on the Immune Power Pack, and they're so excited about the supplement offering, but they never try out Amora. And I really feel like they're missing out on the whole spectrum of ACTIVZ products. So this is a great opportunity to get everybody in your downlines, everybody in your team trying all of the products. And you can never go bad when it's free. So Now, if someone in your team, if money's tight, they're not able to do the full 200, don't worry, they can still place a 100 PV order or more, 100 to 199, and they can receive 30 free reward points just for reordering, just for being a part of ACTIVZ. So amazing offering happening in October, and make sure everybody gets a chance to get that free product. With that, I've got a fun little story that I've been thinking about, and I actually don't know if it's an old wives' tale or if it's true, but I think the thought it taught is the same. So way back in the 1800s, before we realized that this was rude to animals, there was a circus with elephants, and all of the elephants had a rope tying up their back leg to a post. And the observer, the reporter that was going through the circus, noticed that all of the ropes were actually tiny. They had these tiny ropes holding all these giant elephants to these posts. And he walked over to the trainer and asked and said, how are all these elephants staying so still and so calm with these tiny ropes? If any of the elephants wanted to, they could simply run and escape and break the ropes and leave and be free. And the trainer said, well, when the elephant is young, we use this exact same rope, and it's strong enough when they're a baby to hold them in place and they're not able to escape. And the elephant learns that that rope can hold them. And once the elephant learns that, it never forgets, and its entire life we can use the exact same rope, and it never tries to escape again. And I was thinking about what sort of ropes we carry around with us personally in our lives. What things do we need to unlearn that we learned incorrectly? And I was thinking about some things that we've learned about network marketing that might be old ropes that are no longer true and no longer hold us back. Things that you learned in another company, or things that you learned as a child, and and there's so many people you talk to and they think, oh, you can't make money that way. Those products aren't scientifically validated. There's all these excuses, right? And I think these are old ropes that are holding them back. We have a new company with a new compensation plan, with new amazing scientifically validated products that are literally changing lives all over the world, that are bringing people health and wellness throughout the world. And I just think some people have old ropes, and we need a chance and an opportunity to help them unlearn things that are holding them back. And I want every distributor in our company to be free, be able to reach your true potential. So take a moment, think through what ropes are holding you back. What things have you learned in an old style, in an old way, that you can unlearn so that you can grow and go free? So take a few minutes, self-reflect on some things that you can unlearn, and then let's find a way that we can help inspire someone else in our team to also let go of an old rope that's holding them back. So I hope that you guys just have the best October ever, and that you're just going to use this free product to grow your business. And everybody enjoy your Mud Day, because Mud Day is always the best day of the week. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Angie.
Awesome, Mumford. Thank you so much. What an awesome message. Gosh, we're on a roll today. I can't wait to hear what David has to say. I'm not turning it over to you yet, David, but we have some great messages. We definitely need to get rid of those old ropes, because we have an incredible company, like Mumford said, amazing compensation plan. The stories that we've heard coming out of Mexico when we launched, of the lives being changed, of people being able to make their house payments or to buy the car. And we just want those stories to come across and have those same stories in the US and in Japan and in Peru. And Mumford is right. We have incredible products. I've been a part of a lot of network marketing companies. And I will say that this is the first time I've taken products where I actually feel a difference. I cannot go a day without Link and Optimend and Genomics. I do not feel the same if I'm not taking the products in. And when I started using the Amora products and actually saw a difference, it confirmed that all of our products work, and the products are amazing. And if you haven't used Amora, like Mumford said, this is a great time to either start using Amora or use those samples to share with others. Use these free products. If you do start using Amora, I do recommend taking before and after pictures, because you won't realize the difference that you will see in your skin unless you have those photos to prove to yourself. And I say that with experience, and I had incredible results with Amora, but I didn't even notice my own results without looking back and seeing those before pictures. And I know that Trish had incredible results using Amora just within 14 days. So if you haven't started using Amora, make sure you take that before picture and then take the after picture after 14 days, after 30 days. You'll be impressed at the results that you will see. A quick little story. So the other day I was helping out customer service because we were overwhelmed with our calls. So I called back a customer that had sent us an email. So I called her back because she said, I need to get enrolled today because I have to order the Amora products today because I'm going on vacation in a few weeks. So I called her back. She put this in the email. So I called her back and I got her enrolled, and she said, thank you so much. This is the first time that I have seen results using skincare products, and I can't go on vacation unless I'm using my Amora products for several weeks before going on vacation because I just want to look amazing. And we've had those types of stories with Amora, and I don't think, like Mumford said, I don't think all of our distributors and all of our customers realize what great products they are and the amazing results that they can see, because they come and they use the supplements. But make sure, like I said, take your before photos, start using the products. If you're using Amora, use those free products to get other people to start using the products. So they're amazing products. This is a great way to try them. And so make sure that you get your reorder in, or you enroll someone with 200 PV so they can take advantage of the free products as well. So coming up next week, on the 16th and 17th, we have some great events. The first one on the 16th is our medical forum. We have Dr. Joseph Maroon and Jeff Bose and Dr. Larry Martin as our presenters. If you guys have never heard Dr. Maroon or Jeff Bose or even Dr. Larry Martin, you need to be sure to attend this event. It is free. It is going to be an online virtual event, and it's going to be live. What we're going to do is we're having you submit your questions to medicalforum@activz.com. Mumford, if you'll throw that in the chat so that everyone has that email address. So medicalforum@activz.com. We want you to submit your questions to that email, and we're going to have Dr. Maroon, Jeff Bose, and Dr. Larry Martin answer those questions. And as I said, this is going to be a live presentation. So David is going to be hosting this event and asking the questions that you guys are asking. So this is the perfect time for you to get your questions answered. This is not a consultation, so it's not going to be, I have this back pain, what should I be doing? This is going to be more of a scientific presentation about the science behind the products, but make sure you send your questions in. This is our first English medical forum. They did this in Spanish, and they actually didn't have enough line participations on Zoom for everyone to attend. They maxed out the Zoom line. I don't think we'll max out the English Zoom line, but I'd love to see us close. So make sure you invite your guests. Like I said, Dr. Maroon is an incredible speaker. He is the neurosurgeon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was the person that developed the concussion protocol that is used in all sports, whether it's college or professional sports. He was instrumental in helping develop that concussion protocol. Jeff Bose is his PA. And then if you guys have never heard Dr. Larry Martin and his knowledge of the products is incredible. And he breaks it down into a simple way for you to understand the science behind the products and why they work. He has his own testimonial about taking Link Genomics and Optimend and his improvement with diabetes. And his presentations are phenomenal. So make sure, again, this is a free event, so make sure you and everyone you know attends the medical forum on October 16th. It will be 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and we're going to go for about an hour. If we get a lot of questions, we might go for longer than an hour because these three individuals have great information, and we want to make sure that we give you all their information we can give you. So attend October 16th, 7 p.m. Mountain. The next day, on October 17th, we are going to have our first English active schools. And our presenters for our active schools is going to be A16, Christina Godoy, and then A10, Trish Albertson. So they're going to be our presenters for our first English active school. And you guys want to hear from these guys. They have been there, they've done it. Both Christina and Trish have been a part of Actives for a long time. Well, Trish just joined recently, but Christina's been with Actives since the beginning. She's our first A16. She knows how to get there, so you need to listen to her so that you know how to build your business. And Trish has joined us in March or April, and she is an A10 already, so she knows how to get there as well. So you want to listen to Trish and Christina. They've been part of previous network marketing companies before and had great success. So again, this is a free event. It's going to be on our same line, this 477-444-4321. The Saturday event is going to start at 9 a.m. Mountain, and it will go for 2 hours. We will also have a special guest speaker. So Richard Jones, and David, you're going to have to remind me of Richard's title, but Richard Jones is going to join us as our guest speaker. So be sure that you attend, that your guests attend. There is no registration. This is just free for everyone. And we want to see as many people on these events as we can get. And then speaking of attendance of events, we're slowly building up our corporate calls and our nightly calls. I just want to remind everyone, if we can get to 50 attendees on our calls, we're going to raffle off either some swag or we're going to give away reward points. So make sure you invite your teams and your guests to join us for both our corporate calls and our weekly nightly calls on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So those are our calls. And David, I'm going to turn some time over to you so you can end this call.
Great, great. Well, lots of good stuff today. Just a bit about Richard Jones, who's on our advisory board. He is he's a senior vice president with the largest media group in the United States. They own literally dozens of television stations and networks throughout the United States. Excuse me. He's also the general manager of 3 stations here in the Salt Lake City area, and has been in media as a senior executive with large media companies for a long time. So it's interesting because he's been around celebrities. He's been around the people who have been featured either, both in a good way and a bad way in the media. And he's got some great stories about those things that successful people have in common, and his own successes. So I think that it's something that will be, and he's a great speaker. He's very bombastic. He's very colorful. I might actually have to remind him to not be too colorful. We're very good friends, and but I think it's going to be I think you're really going to enjoy listening to him. Some of the things that Stu and Ryan talked about tie right in to some of those things. It's as I've been thinking about testimonials and the experience that we have, sometimes when we get bogged down and on a hump day or any other day for that matter, one thing I like to do is I like to go back to the app and review testimonials. I review old videos and remind myself sometimes what gets me so excited about the science behind the products, and remind myself about the testimonials that people are having. As I've talked about before, I'm having my own personal testimonial with OptimEnd, and indeed the entire immune power pack, the trifecta, because I feel like it's helping me gain strength. But as I said in a video for the Japanese recently, I've been told that a full recovery of my shoulder will probably take about 12 months. And I said my goal is 9 months to be able to get back to doing everything that I want to do. And it's great to set goals, but I can tell you that as yesterday's physical therapy session reminded me, I can set all the goals that I want, but it doesn't mean that my progress is necessarily going to be as fast as I want it to be. And in fact, it's amazing how small the steps are that have to be done in this type of thing. But it's really, I think, true of all endeavors that we have in life. So I would just encourage everyone to set goals and then try every single day to do those little actions, those little painful actions, those little not fun actions, and the things that over time become a lot more fun the more that you do them. And also, you know, it's interesting. Stu talked about his nephew being observant, and Ryan talked about old ropes. But you know, there are good, I don't know if we call them ropes or we call them footprints. You know, a friend of mine once liked to talk about how success leaves clues. And so if you really want to be unique and do something really novel, what would and be successful, I would copy as closely as possible someone who's been very successful. You might say, well, what's so novel about that? Well, most people really don't pay the price to do what it takes to be successful. They say they want to be successful, but they don't really do it. So if you really truly want to be novel, do the things day in and day out. And let's try not to get caught up in old ways of thinking. I was actually thinking about sharing this anyway, but then when Mumford and Stu said some of the things, it reminded me of this story. When I was first in Japan, you know that Stu and I both speak Japanese, and when I was first in Japan and didn't speak very good Japanese, I was with a friend at a post office, and he wanted to send. It's interesting, in the United States, we're always discouraged from sending cash in the mail, right? And if we do, we want to like hide it and make sure nobody knows about it. In Japan, it's just the opposite. They actually have special envelopes in which you do send cash by mail. So everybody sees that there's cash in this envelope, but they're not worried about it being stolen. And when when my friend who spoke better Japanese went up to ask for this envelope, he asked for a Genki futon. And I'm like, what? I said, why is it called that? So the word Genki in Japanese means happy. And you know what a futon is, or futon, a bed, a Japanese bed. I said, why would they call it a happy bed? And he said, well, I don't know, maybe because when you put the money in the envelope, it makes it feel happy. I said, that's weird, but I don't know, I don't really speak Japanese, so maybe that's right. Well, it took several months until I realized that even though his Japanese was pretty good, he had learned that incorrectly. The word was not Genki, happy. The word was Genkin, which means cash. The other word was not futon or bed, it was futo, which means envelope. So he was just mispronouncing what was really a cash envelope for a happy bed. And I think we do things like that all the time. We learn things incorrectly, and then we perpetuate those things that we've learned incorrectly and think that we're doing it right. And sometimes we just have to take a step back and say, wait a minute, am I really doing this the right way? Or is there something that I'm doing that's got me a little off course here? And I think the great news is that there are so many resources. There are great leaders who are on this line who have already had proven success. We have the success plan as part of the way that we teach building your business. And so if you stick with those basic things and not try to recreate the wheel, I can tell you there's too many examples of people who have been very successful for it not to work for you as well. So on that note, I do again encourage you to join us with the medical forum. Mumford also talked about the mud, and the mud's part of this month's promotion. And we all know that the mud is great as an exfoliator. And what does an exfoliator do? I'm not an expert, but I've been told that what exfoliators do, right, is to take away dead skin cells that have accumulated on your skin, and help prevent other things like moisturizers and things that really could, the toners and other things, from penetrating and helping those cells that are still alive. Well, you know, it's interesting. That doesn't just happen with skin cells. You know, that happens with all of our cells. And so that process, and so those old dead cells that are inside our body can gunk up our system. And so there's a process called autophagy. And autophagy is the process of cleaning out all that dead gunk, all those bits and pieces of cells and DNA and things that have been broken up a lot of times because of oxidative stress and other things. So what's really interesting, and I won't get into it too much more, but just like we have an exfoliator for the outside, the immune pack, the trifecta, is also an exfoliator, if you will, on the inside. That, along with such things as intermittent fasting and other things like that, helps the body get rid of the junk that is created. And also, of course, as we take Nerf 2 and other products, will reduce the damage and those cells that do die, because there are some cells that are programmed to die and some cells that aren't programmed to die. They just die because of what we do to them. And so it is the perfect inside outside combination. And I urge all of us to continue to take that and encourage our friends and neighbors to do it as well. So anyway, you're doing great. Like everyone said, we had a great October September. We have virtually doubled the size of the company in the past 4 months. It's going great. And when I say we, I really mean you. You guys are the ones, and everybody else is doing it. And we are all locked arm in arm to build something and create something that really is making a massive difference in individual lives, as well as collectively hundreds and thousands of people in a very short period of time. So thank you for all you do. I look forward to seeing you on the upcoming calls, and have a great rest of the week. Angie?
Thank you, David. What a great call. And it wouldn't be the corporate call unless Hunter decided to join. So he woke up from his nap, he decided to come say hi to everyone. But thank you all for joining. We look forward to seeing you guys on Friday with Paige. And then next week we have Aaron on Monday with our Monday testimonial. And then make sure, as we said, join us for our medical forum and our active schools. So these are going to be great events, and we want to see you all on there. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you next week.
See you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for joining.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.